we focus on the resident and their well-being and not the bottom line.
Right.
Necessarily. I mean, we have to keep ourselves profitable and operating efficiently and all that, but we're not going to suddenly jump their rates 15 or 20% just to make some goal.
Welcome to the Answers for Elders radio show.
And welcome back, everyone, to Answers for Elders Radio Network, heard across the USA. We are so honored today to be just visiting with a wonderful human being and someone that indirectly made a difference in my life, Mr. Jim Godfrey, who is the CEO and founder of Chateau Retirement. And Jim, welcome back to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Well, I'd just like to say that I've been living here in Chateau now.
Yes, you have been.
For about 16, 17 months, over a year.
That's lovely.
And gotten to know a lot of the residents. And as of yet, I don't know whether they're just being nice. I don't think so. I think they're being honest. They say they love it here. They love the staff, and they love the food, and they love everything we do. So, I thought, oh, God, I move in here, I'm going to end up have somebody at my door every day complaining about something or the other. Hasn't happened.
I love that.
So it's very...
Well, and, from someone that my family, was directly touched by yours, I am forever grateful.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So many of us have backstories and how we got into this industry, how we, ended up where we are. And, you and I both came from different industries before. I was in a publishing company. I was vice president of a company before I came to this world. And but I was in digital media, I was in marketing, I was in advertising, and I had no idea about, the world of care. But I'd wake up every day, I had numbers to hit, I had all these things, but there wasn't anything that touched my heart. I didn't feel like at the end of the day that I'd made a difference in the world. And now that I'm in this world, I think you and I can kind of understand that there's this piece now that you're making a difference every day. Right. You're improving the lives of other people. And isn't that an amazing way to live your life? Yeah,
it's a great way. That's what kept me in the business after I first tried it out. I felt it was it was a good feeling, frankly, to be able to give these senior citizens who had built our country a happy and peaceful and as enjoyable as possible senior phase of their life. And that to me seemed like, I think the Buddhists call it rightful work.
Yes.
And I felt it really was rightful work doing that.
Yeah.
So that's what kept me in it. And I was enjoying it too. So that was the other factor.
And, when you think about that and you marry it with your mission and your vision. Obviously that's got to reflect on so many areas of how you are mindful about each and every day in the communities that you operate. Could you share with me a little bit about how that interplays?
Well, it all comes down to, as I said, having that shared set of values, preaching those to them. Another thing that I learned was that having a happy staff or employees meant you probably could do better having happy residents.
Yeah.
Unhappy staff do not inspire residents to be happy very much. And I told them in some of the meetings, I said, I don't care what happened at home. You're angry with somebody and you get in your car. I said, by the time you get to work, you step out of that car, I want you to have a big smile on your face and be happy. If you're not, pretend you are, because it's important to face the residents with a smile and happiness and caring and
Well, it's a
comforting.
privilege to serve our seniors.
Yeah,
And I think that one of the things that a lot of people, when I say people, a lot of organizations in the industry forget that piece.
yeah,
They forget what a privilege it is to be there for a senior. I remember talking to my mom when towards the end of her life, and I remember sitting in her apartment with her fireplace, and she was saying, "It really wears on me how much that I need you and how much I'm taking away from your life." You know, she said this to me. I didn't want to burden you.
yeah,
And I said to Mom, which was interesting, I said to her, Mom, this is the greatest privilege that I could ever have,
yeah,
to be there for you.
yeah,
You know, to experience these days with you, you know, in the way that I get to. And I think that's the piece that we often forget,
yeah,
that we're in a scenario right now where we have the privilege to be there for seniors as they're going through the, you know, the later chapters of their lives.
Well, you did it the right way. You got some help.
I
You
did.
didn't try to do it all by yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
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 And the thing that's so powerful about that is having the ability to attract the type of staff that you have.
Yeah.
So you really, you probably spend a lot of time, you know, screening people, making sure that the right people are on the front line.
Yeah. Yeah. We do that. And we call them out along the way. If somebody isn't what we want or need, we hate to do it, but they move on to somebody else. And the staff do a great job of that.
When we first moved Mom in, she was calling me every day for something,
Yeah.
right? I need this, I need that. And I found myself having to work my business day. And then I was going over there every night and I was just burning myself out. And your director of nursing had a little note at the front desk and said, you know, come and see me when you come in. So it was interesting because when I came in and met with her, she said basically this: your mom will not properly integrate into this community by you being there every day.
Yeah.
And I remember her saying this specifically: we've got this. It's okay. And I remember feeling this like, oh my goodness.
Burden. It's gone.
Yeah. And the other thing that we did, which we took advantage of, is the opportunity for families to have a care conference. Anytime that they need to meet with the staff and to have that open dialogue, I think is so valuable. And to include the senior and include the resident, because then we had the dialogue together. There weren't things happening behind the scenes where Mom didn't know what was going on. She felt like she was part of the process and that she was making those decisions. And you guys made it easy. You made it feel like, you know, it was still her care. It was still her opportunity. But the nice thing was that we were all on the same page.
Yeah. Yep. Well, that's great.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's so valuable for so many families. I think so many families feel like, you know, they don't know what to expect. You've set the standard and raised the bar in so many ways of, you know, the standard of care
Yeah.
that has happened. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, it's a matter of getting the right nursing staff to start with. Nurses who are more care about the residents and the rules and regulations necessary. Well, we have to follow the rules and regulations, but they really care about their residents and helping them and working with them. And CNAs and care staff that really are focused on caring for the resident. And that, I think, is what sets it apart.
You have built this amazing foundation. And I think the foundation of having a family-run operation, that cannot be understated. I think one of the things that you've done so well is this continuity of, you as the founder and now your daughter moving forward with a new vision. And I know we're going to talk to Tamara next, but how did you set that foundation for the next 25 years now?
Well, for a while, I was a little worried about it. And then I've always had children working here for me. I wanted to, let them dip their toe in the water and see how they liked it. And so I've had 2 or 3 children, son-in-laws, daughter-in-laws, working for us from time to time, trying to get them involved. And Tamara was, and then she went out and tried the industry, on her own, wanted to be out on her own. She came here right after college and worked for 4 or 5 years, I believe it was, and then went out for a while. Then one day I got a call. Hey, Dad, what would it look like if I came back to Chateau to work?
Yay!
So, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Because I thought she had the capability to take it and run it. And I said, well, I want you to go and get an MBA, as well as your psychology degrees and that, working in the industry. And she said, yeah, I can do that. So I think we're in good hands.
Well, I think you are too.
Yeah.
There's such a differentiation between a family-run business when it's your name on everywhere.
Yeah.
There's this element of just raising the bar for yourselves because it is reflection directly upon you. And I think one of the things that's very unique about that is you don't see a lot of that in the industry anymore. You used to, and it comes directly from your heart.
Yeah.
And I think that is a very powerful statement that cannot be ignored.
We focus on the resident and their well-being and not the bottom line.
Right.
Necessarily. I mean, we have to keep ourselves profitable and operating efficiently and all that. But we're not going to suddenly jump their rates 15 or 20% just to make some goal they set.
Well, Mr. Godfrey, this has been such an honor to take this time with you and to share just so much of yourself with us.
Thank you.
So we have just enjoyed having you, and I hope you'll come back again sometime and do another interview with us sometime again.
Yeah.
And we're going to come back and you're going to get an opportunity to meet Tamara right after this.
Did you know that you can discover hundreds of podcasts in our library on senior care? So visit our website and discover our decision guides that will help you also navigate decision making. Find us at answersforelders.com.